The fire is dying. You feel it before you see it. The warmth pulling back from your legs, the ring of orange light shrinking. Beyond that ring, nothing. Not darkness the way you know it. Something older. Something that moves. You are 50,000 years ago, and the night is not a background. It is a place. A place with things in it that want you dead. You can't see more than a few feet. Whatever is out there, the cave hyena, the cave lion, the thing that left those tracks this morning, it can see perfectly. The dark belongs to it, not you. So how did ancient humans survive in a world where night itself was dangerous? And what did they make of that sky above them? The answer most people assume is simple. They huddled by the fire and waited for dawn. That's half true, but in 2018, researchers at the University of Colorado studying Upper Paleolithic hearth sites in southern France found something unexpected. The fires at these sites, some dating to 45,000 years ago, were not concentrated at cave entrances, where they would have provided the most heat. They were positioned deep inside, facing outward. The mouths of caves left deliberately open to the night sky above. The fire wasn't just warmth. It was a viewing platform. These people were watching the dark. The star count visible to the naked eye on a moonless night, free from artificial light, is approximately 4,500 in the Northern Hemisphere. Verify exact Paleolithic site fuel analysis. Confirm University of Colorado, 2018, or adjust attribution. That sky was not a comfort to them. It was alive. So what made it terrifying? Spend enough time outdoors at night without electric light, and something shifts in your nervous system. Researchers have a name for it. In 2016, psychologist Gordon Harvey at the University of Edinburgh ran a study with 200 participants who spent nights in rural Scotland with zero artificial light. Cortisol levels, the body's primary stress hormone, spiked an average of 23% within the first 2 hours of darkness, even when participants knew they were safe. This wasn't cultural anxiety. It was biological. Ancient humans didn't develop a fear of the dark because of myth. Myth was how they managed a fear that was already hardwired into their nervous systems after millions of years of being prey. The sky made it worse, not better. Here's where the common assumption collapses. Everyone assumes the night sky gave ancient humans comfort. A reliable map, a source of wonder, a shared ceiling they looked up at in peace. The archaeological record suggests the opposite. The sky was chaotic in ways they could not explain, and the things that moved in it were the most dangerous unknown they had. In 1994, archaeologist Jean Klotz, excavating Chauvet Cave in the Ardèche Valley of southern France, found the oldest confirmed human paintings in the world, some dated at 36,000 years old. Among the images, lions, bears, rhinoceroses, and a recurring abstract mark, a crescent paired with a vertical line, that appears in cave art across 3 separate continents. These marks predate any writing system by more than 30,000 years. When independent researchers cross-reference this symbol with astronomical records, they identified it as the most dramatic visible event in the ancient night sky. A crescent moon rising next to a bright planet, specifically Venus. The ancient human response to that sight, the 2 brightest objects in the night sky appearing close together, was not to paint it in wonder. They painted it in the same spaces where they painted apex predators. The sky and its contents sat in the same mental category as things that could kill you. So how did ancient humans make sense of what they saw? The answer wasn't religion. Not yet. It was pattern. In 2017, researcher Giulio Magli at the Politecnico di Milano analyzed astronomical alignments in 50 Neolithic-era sites across Europe and North Africa, spanning a period from roughly 40,000 to 10,000 years ago. His finding: 87% of sites with confirmed human habitation showed structural or fire placement orientation toward either the rising point of bright stars, Sirius, Orion's belt, the Pleiades, or toward the lunar standstill points. Not because ancient humans worshipped the sky, because they were trying to predict it. The meteor, the eclipse, the star that appeared, blazed for nights, and then vanished. These weren't miracles to them. They were threats until they were understood. Verify. Magli 2017 Politecnico di Milano, 50-site analysis, confirms scope and publication. A meteor entering the atmosphere at roughly 25 miles per second produces a light event visible for up to 500 miles. With no framework to explain it, that is not a shooting star. That is something with agency, something deciding to move. But there's a problem. If the night sky was purely terrifying, why did ancient humans spend so much energy studying it? This is the twist the evidence demands. Fear and obsession, for ancient humans, were the same response to the same thing. Not fight or flight in the modern sense, something more specific. Vigilance. In 2003, anthropologist Pascal Boyer at Washington University in St. Louis published research on what he called hazard precaution psychology. The human tendency to assign agency to ambiguous threats as a survival strategy. His analysis of 44 global cultures found that representations of sky events, meteors, eclipses, unusual star configurations, almost universally appeared not in spiritual contexts first, but in warning contexts. The sky was the world's first weather alert system. The terror came first. The meaning came second. The religion much later. Ancient humans were not looking up in wonder. They were looking up the way you check a sound outside your door at 3 a.m. Alert, waiting to understand whether the thing in the dark was something that would eventually pass, or something that was coming for them. The fire is still dying. You feed it another branch. The ring of orange light pushes back, but only so far. Above you, the sky shifts. A bright point you've watched for 6 nights suddenly moves in a way you've never seen it move. Not a star, then. Something else. You have no word for planet. You have no word for comet. You have only the category you already have for moving things in the dark. Danger. What ancient humans felt looking at the night sky wasn't primitive superstition. It was the same neurological architecture you're running right now. Pattern detection, threat assessment, the urgent need to understand what is moving and why. They were not afraid because they were ignorant. They were afraid because they were paying attention. The difference between them and you is not intelligence. It's just the light you left on.